Have you ever noticed that the second someone's upset with you, your stomach drops? You replay every conversation. You wonder, what did I do wrong? You start apologizing before you even know if you've done anything wrong. And suddenly, their emotions become your responsibility. It's not just anxiety. It might have been something you learned long before you even realized it. Welcome back to my channel, Life Interrupted. My name is Chanel. Let's get started. A few coworkers get together for lunch, but you didn't get the memo. You ask yourself, are they mad at me? You have to cancel plans with a friend, but you find yourself writing and rewriting a text message for over an hour, over-explaining why you can't make it. Your boyfriend hurt your feelings, but you find yourself apologizing to him because he gave you the silent treatment. You get into a fight with your sister, and you now feel sick to your stomach because you're afraid she won't speak to you again, even though it was a minor argument. You're trapped in a cycle and you don't even know it. Do you notice that you're not even focused on how you feel? Your thought process is wired to focus on the other person to ensure they're okay and they're not mad. Your goal is to repair whatever rupture you perceive has happened to maintain balance in your nervous system. You find yourself managing their emotions at the expense of your own. I had a client who would try to find her voice with her brother, but anytime she did, he would turn the tables. You're dramatic, you're sensitive, you blow everything out of proportion. This is why we can't get along. You make it all about you. In the moment, I observed as my client told her story, she turned into a scared child. Her demeanor changed, her facial expression. She was no longer an adult. She was a child who feared losing connection and love. She needed to salvage the relationship at all cost. So, she found herself apologizing to her brother even though he was in the wrong. What if you're not afraid of conflict? What if you're afraid of what conflict used to cost you? The truth is, most people don't walk around thinking, I'm afraid of conflict. Instead, their nervous system is operating from beliefs like, if someone's upset, I must have done something wrong. It's my job to fix this. If I don't fix it, they're going to leave. Their emotions are my responsibility. I need everyone to be okay before I can relax. Or, if someone is disappointed in me, I'm not lovable anymore. Those beliefs usually weren't chosen consciously. They developed over time because they once helped you navigate your environment as a child. And as a child, anger might have meant rejection. Silence might have meant punishment. Disappointment meant love felt uncertain, and conflict felt unsafe. Your nervous system learned, if people are upset, I need to make it stop. That strategy may have helped you then, but it's become a pattern of behavior that prevents you from questioning its accuracy, which keeps you locked in an old narrative. Something that you can do is challenge the narrative. Before you start challenging those beliefs, I want you to keep a journal of situations that have come up where you perceive someone is angry with you. Start to track your behavior and your emotions. This step is important because most people who engage in this behavior operate on autopilot. They're not aware of their behavior. They just know that they don't like how it makes them feel. I want you to write this down and repeat it every single morning and every single night. Someone else's emotions are information, not instructions on how I should respond. Just because someone is upset, it doesn't mean I've done something wrong. Just because someone is disappointed, it doesn't mean I failed. And just because someone is uncomfortable, it doesn't mean it's my job to make them comfortable. This statement allows space for you to pause before you conclude that you've done anything wrong and that you need to apologize. I want you to think about your childhood environment for a second. What was it like? Did you feel safe? Did you have to apologize a lot? Did you see others apologize to keep the peace? Did your parents give you the silent treatment until you apologized? Was there violence in the home? I've met a lot of people over the years, both personally and professionally, who grew up in an environment where anger felt unpredictable. Because of this, their behavior changed over the years. For example, they became really good at reading the room. They noticed changes in tone, they watched facial expressions, they learned who needed comforting, they learned when to stay quiet, and they learned how to keep the peace. Those skills helped them a lot back then. Did they help you? Do you have any similar skills? The challenge now is your nervous system reacts to ordinary disappointment as if it's a threat. Healing is not a linear process. You're breaking old patterns of behavior that has been your truth for a really long time. Healing isn't learning how to stop people from being upset. Healing is learning that you can remain safe even when someone else is upset. You can survive awkward conversations. You can survive disappointing someone. You can survive coworkers not including you for lunch. You can survive conflict between you and your siblings. You can survive someone misunderstanding you, and you can survive someone saying no. And you certainly don't have to earn safety by keeping everyone happy. I want you to think about the example I'm going to mention. Imagine someone sends a text message. Can we talk later? Immediately you start to think they're mad. Your heart starts to race. You replay yesterday's message. You draft an apology. But what if they're just tired? They're stressed out at work. They had a bad day. They're grieving. They're overwhelmed. Your nervous system filled in the blanks because that's what it learned to do. Remember when I mentioned that your response is automatic? This is why it's important to slow down. Have awareness and pause because it will help you think about the alternative. For example, maybe you spent years believing that your value comes from keeping everyone comfortable. But here's the truth. You are allowed to disappoint people. You are allowed to disagree. You are allowed to have boundaries. And someone else's emotional reaction doesn't determine your worth. The old truth, which is the belief that you learned that you have to earn love, conflict means anger, and your needs doesn't matter. The healing truth, which I want you to practice, is love doesn't have to be earned. Conflict doesn't automatically mean I'm unsafe, and my needs matter too. Right now, you are absorbing everyone else's emotions. You can't tolerate tension. You avoid difficult conversations. You people please. You abandon your needs and your wants, and you apologize constantly. Not because you're weak, but because your nervous system is trying to protect you by using an old strategy. I want you to remember this statement. Someone else's emotions are not proof I've done something wrong. People are allowed to be disappointed. People are allowed to feel frustrated. People are allowed to have emotions without making them go away. I can sit in discomfort to allow the other person space to feel. If I'm hurt by someone else's actions, I'm allowed to feel my hurt. I don't have to apologize because they now feel embarrassed for their behavior. I want you guys to take this away. Healing isn't learning how to keep everyone happy. Healing is teaching yourself that someone else's discomfort doesn't automatically mean you're unsafe. If this video hit home for you, comment below how you've navigated certain spaces where you felt that someone was upset with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Bye for now.